The 2020 UEFA European Football Championship was the 16th tournament organized by the Union of European Football Associations. This event was planned to occur in 2020. However, global pandemic postponed it to 2021. The tournament was held from June 11th to July 11th in 11 different cities of UEFA member countries. The winner of the championship was Italy, which beat England in the final on penalties. Baku was among the host cities of this event. As a result, Baku has hosted 3 group stage matches and a quarter-final match of the UEFA Euro 2020. Baku Olympic Stadium was the venue of the games in the city. This stadium is the largest one in Azerbaijan. It has previously hosted European Games in 2015, Islamic Solidarity Games in 2017, and UEFA Europa League Final in 2019. The stadium is also on the list of UEFA's elite stadiums. Baku Olympic Stadium is capable to host around 65,000 spectators, but due to COVID-19 pandemic, the capacity of the stadium was reduced to 50%. Despite the reduced capacity, the games had exceptional ambience. The atmosphere around the games were outstanding. Additionally, it is worth to mention that on each match day, a musical entertainment program was organized at the entrance of the stadium for an amazing fan experience. Football fans who were lucky to be part of the games in Baku had one of the most unforgettable lifetime events. Both local and foreign fans had greatly enjoyed the games that have occurred at Baku Olympic Stadium. The excitement around the games was at the finest level, and no doubt that C FOODBALL and RDC Group have vastly contributed for this. General public catering of this tournament at Baku Stadium was given to C FOODBALL under the contract with UEFA. C FOODBALL has closely worked with RDC in order to provide a great service to the spectators. RDC has one of the most significant expertise in the public catering sphere in Azerbaijan. Since 2018, RDC has been operating in mobile sales. Moreover, it has organized and managed various events as well as sport competitions and charity fairs held in Azerbaijan. RDC has been a contractor in the projects such as Soyuq Eller İsti Yürekler, Formula 1, European Youth Olympic Festival, UEFA, and continues to work with many of them. The initial preparation for the tournament has started in June 2019. With the intention of extensive service experience, a trip to Amsterdam has been organized at the end of February 2020. The management team of the company has traveled to Johan Cruyff Arena for an exchange of ideas in public catering. Management team has been acquainted with the arena's catering systems and applied some of the interesting know-hows domestically. The operation plan was set to provide an easy management of the project. It covered most of the key aspects and many details that were essential in having a smooth and comfortable operating system, which created a structured sales management of the project. The operation plan consisted of 4 main stages: pre-event operations, tournament operations, matchday operations, and post-tournament operations. For each stage of the project, different number of staff was employed. The operation plan covered logistics, finance, human resources, sales, legal, and administrative issues. Each work unit had to make sure that the work was done according to the highest standards. The division of the work task was well organized and systematically supervised within the management team. All of the units have worked in close collaboration and team spirit. As RDC is certified by ISO standards, the management had to make sure that staff met all of the international requirements of the standardization. Furthermore, it is important to note that all of the activities were carried out from the centralized management office during each match day. This center, with the help of the radio sets, regulated and registered the provision of the operation plan. Thus, not a single major incident was recorded. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, there were 4 possible scenarios for operation. These scenarios were based on number of spectators and ranged from 0 to 100% attendance. For each of the scenarios, an individual operation plan was prepared. In April of 2021, the government of Azerbaijan and UEFA have decided to allow 50% of spectators to attend the games. From that point onwards, all the preparations continued based on this decision. In the beginning of May, the bumping started. The crew began to transport and install equipment at the stadium. More than 20 types of sales equipment and supplies were used to organize the smooth operation of the concessions. According to the operation plan, there were 34 concessions assigned for general public catering at Baku Olympic Stadium. 19 of them were temporary and rest 15 were fixed. These sales points were divided into 3 categories in order to give an excellent service to the fans. Drinks and snacks, food bar, and restaurants were the 3 types of the concessions. The menu was chosen in line with the preferences of the fans, previous experience, sponsor agreements, and variety of the service. The management tried its best to accommodate the needs of all of the parties when pricing was considered. More than 20 suppliers were invited to submit products for the menu. At the end, 10 suppliers were chosen for contracting. As a result, mutually beneficial contracts have been signed with each of the suppliers. All products in the menu were ordered and delivered to the stadium by the suppliers. RDC staff was responsible for the placement of the products at the concessions and storages. In total, more than 90,000 products were sold. The RDC group has always prioritized high quality in its services. For this reason, during the preparation process of salads and sandwiches, an employee of RDC controlled the quality of the products. Moreover, each of the suppliers had to submit a long list of product certification for approval. The freshness of the products was met during each service. International Bank of Azerbaijan was a partner of RDC within the framework of this project. A cooperation was established for all banking transactions, including salary cards for employees and card reader machines. All of the cashiers and concession supervisors were trained on the proper usage of POS terminals. The fans took the advantage of Wi-Fi and NFC functions in all POS terminals. It has created a convenient cashless payment option for the spectators and mitigated the risk of coronavirus spread. RDC fully complied with the security requirements of international payment systems. It is important to note that all of the financial transactions were cashless and carried out through internet banking. A successful project has many important key aspects. One of the most important one of these is the proper management of human resources. No doubt that the excellent choice of staff for this project played an important role in its success. More than a dozen of staff positions were created and recruitment process was quite intense. 700 people have applied for these positions and more than 380 of them were chosen through 3 stages of engagement. Labor agreements between individual staff and C FOODBALL were signed in accordance with the relevant labor legislation of Republic of Azerbaijan. All of the payments to staff were done on time and no single major incident was reported. In accordance with the sponsorship agreements, both the Coca-Cola company and Heineken provided the staff uniforms. As a courtesy, each of the companies gave 400 units of uniform kit and each employee received one from each sponsor. The uniform kit included a t-shirt, a hat and a bag. As part of the staff supervision, all of the employees of C Football were accredited in the FAME system of UEFA, and each receives their two-part accreditation from the accreditation center, which was located next to the stadium. The access cards gave the permission to enter the perimeter of the venue and the stands in order to provide hawker sale. In order to have a smooth operation and common understanding of the process, the general manager of RDC decided to introduce handbooks to all of the staff. The management of the company laid out the key information in this handbook. It included the information about Baku Olympic Stadium, UEFA, Euro 2020, job descriptions, important rules to follow, operational plan and many other key issues. 550 handbooks were published and distributed to all staff during the trainings. The trainings played an important part in pre-event operations. They were divided into two stages. The first stage was dedicated to top management and the latter to general staff. The management training was conducted in Şamaxı Palace Sharadil Hotel in Şamaxı. During 2 days of intensive work, the trainers, General Manager Dr. Kamran Eyyubov, Business Analyst Suat Süleymanlı, Lawyer İsa Tehmezov, and Events Manager Aysel Mevsumova tried their best in explaining the needs and expectations from this project. It was an enjoyable and fruitful gathering.
Çünki bu onlara məlumat xarakteri daşıyır. Bir növ bütün anonslar, bütün məlumatlar həmin radioloqa cihazı vasitəsilə verilir. Və sizdən də xahiş olunur ki, onun səs tonunu elə tənzimləyin ki, sizə uyğun şəkildə ətrafınızda olan səs-küyə rağmen istənilən elanı, istənilən tapşırıqları, istənilən məlumatları rahatlıqla işlə biləsiniz. Dediyimiz kimi, yəni sadəcə bir təkrarlayayım, deyilir qəbul, mərkəz qəbul və məsələ bildirilir. O cümlədən hər hansı bir kommersiya və maliyyə məsələləri heç bir halda bu bütün işçilərə aiddir, radioloqa cihazı vasitəsilə danışılır. Bu yalnız texniki məsələlərin həlli üçün istifadə olunan bir cihazdır.
The second stage of trainings ran for a week and included 14 sessions for different groups of staff. These trainings were held at the Baku Olympic Stadium and covered job descriptions, rules of conduct, service expectations, as well as stress management, teamwork and other important topics. A number of short films were shot by Euro 2020 Baku volunteers in May 2021 in order to inform the spectators about the rules of conduct at the stadium. These videos also touched upon the expectations from the fans while purchasing products from the concessions. They were also used during the staff trainings.
Bir dakika. Söz soruşuram qaydan bir dakika. Salam. Üzr istəyirəm, çox üzr istəyirəm. Sizdən də üzr istəyirəm. Qaş evdən zəng edib dedilər çölə alım. Xahiş edirəm, icazə ver mən çölə alım. Və bir dəqiqə gözlə müdiriyyət göndərir. Təkrar edin. Bagajda sigaret var. Salam. Zəhmət olmasa çay verərdiniz.
The management didn't just rely on pre-event trainings. On each match day, pre-sales briefings were held with the supervisors, as well as concession staff on teamwork and the overall workflow. For the routine management of all business processes, an operation plan consisting of different points was developed and the entire staff got acquainted with this plan before each game.
Kola, ikinci cərgə, kola, üçüncü cərgə, su, Dördüncü cərgə, yarı su, yarı qazlı su. Beşinci cərgə, 4 dənə 12 butulka yerləşdirirsiniz. Fusti, Fanta, Zero, Lime and Lemon. Çox asandır. Pivə, hamısı alkoqollu, bir dənə başda alkoqolsuza bir kasetli yer qoyursunuz.
During the briefings, the staff was reminded to permanently monitor the progress of work, follow strict COVID-19 guidelines, and manage the implementation of work procedures on time. Supervisors were also instructed by their zone managers to control the sales of goods at the concessions in order to maximize them. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, UEFA and government of Azerbaijan had implemented strict guidelines on fans and general operations. As noted prior, the staff was trained and asked to follow these rules. Plexiglass was installed at each of the sales points so that to separate the cashiers from the spectators. Each employee was asked to wear a face mask at all service times and frequently use disinfectants. The safe rules did not just cover coronavirus spread mitigation, but also included all of the relevant safety and security matters. Because of the strict procedure on safety and security, no theft was recorded and not a single safety issue had occurred. On each match day, the staff was responsible for product placement on the relevant displays. The placement was done in a manner so that all contractual obligations toward the sponsors would be met. This was also followed throughout the sales process. Likewise, all products were displayed and sold in accordance with State Food Safety Agency's relevant regulations. Furthermore, all of the necessary temperature requirements were met during the entire service hours. The service was fast and efficient. At no point of time, the spectators were faced with congestions and long queuing times in front of sales points. The sale process was not just pleasant and professional, but was both fun and enjoyable for the fans. The atmosphere created by the interaction between the sales staff and fans was extraordinary. For the convenience of spectators, Heineken beer and Coca-Cola were sold in hawker bags during both halves of the game. All of the hawker services were done according to COVID-19 guidelines. The beer was sold by pouring from cans to cups, and the Coca-Cola product was presented to customers by opening the cap of the bottle. This type of sale proved to be vital in boosting the overall sales. It is worth to mention that more than 11% of overall Heineken and 9% of overall Coca-Cola sales were done by hawkers. In total, all hawkers made effective mobile sales during the Euro 2020. One of the main aims of RDC and C FOODBALL in this project has been to achieve a very high quality of service to the spectators. It is a great honor to report that this aspiration was met expressively. Spectators not just enjoyed the football match with food and beverages purchased from the concessions, but shared their experiences on various social media platforms. The bump-out process from the stadium started on July 5th and lasted until July 16th. During this period, all of the unsold products were returned to the suppliers, the equipment taken back to the warehouse, payments made to the relevant counterparts, and staff evaluations processed. At the end of this process, an overall financial report was prepared and submitted to the general manager of the company. The report showed satisfactory results. Not just the financial results were adequate, but the overall performance of the team was exceptional. The entire staff of the company successfully implemented the operation plan set for general public catering in Baku. The team spirit and close cooperation were the key for this success. Through 4 matches held at Baku Olympic Stadium, a total of 90,369 products were sold. 37,617 spectators were served. More than 18,000 hours of work was dedicated. 387 employees were hired. 0 complaints from the fans were reported. And all of this success was achieved as a result of the joint work of one united team. Every member of RDC Group was proud to be part of this project.